Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. What's up guys? Hope you're doing well. We're going to do a love reading today, taking a look at what is going on with the person who you are dealing with. Remember though, it is a general reading, so it won't resonate for everyone, unfortunately. However, if you are interested in personal readings, I have a half price sale on at the moment. A link for that is in the description box below, Virgo. So, interesting enough, it seems like we're getting a more specific reading for you guys. This may be more focused on Virgo singles because I'll go into it in a second. There's a specific message associated for some of you guys, and then also some energy potentially around a connection here of someone who is maybe an eternal bachelor or long-term single, something like that. The overall energy and focus of the reading is the Nine of Pentacles, Virgo energy, the Nine of Wands here as well, and the advice is the Eight of Pentacles and the Sun. So the first kind of message is more associated, not necessarily with just single Virgos, but you could be seeing someone or dating someone. You wouldn't be in like a long-term committed relationship if this message was meant for you, however, but there's something here to do with your evolution, your growth as an individual, and because you've got the combination of the two nines here, a much more longer term cycle where there's something, because this is giving me the energy of you closing off a cycle which is lining you up to move towards like a long-term partnership or connection due to what we've learned. So the advice here is to kind of focus on yourself. The paradox when it comes to love, when you're trying to find love, you're looking for another person, but the best way to find a long-term match is to focus on yourself and become a kind of vibrational match as opposed to expending so much energy in the external. So there's something here for some of you Virgos around. If you just keep it, it's almost like a pat on the back from the universe of saying like, well done Virgo, you've just got one last step to do and then you're moving on to greatness, which this to me is saying if you just continue the work you're doing, you've got one last push and you're moving towards a match with someone here, towards a long-term partnership, where this would be based off what we've learned, so our blocks and challenges into love that have been overcome. There's also a message here of potentially some of you guys getting a lot of attention in general at the moment. In that case, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Sun card, it's asking you to focus on the person, where there's two aspects to that, where that feels like they are putting the energy and effort in, there's long-term potential and progress, but also as well where they make you feel happy. So the combination, the practical and that emotional side of things. Additionally, and I think this is what the main portion of the reading is going to move on to, I'll see what is on the bottom, Knight of Cups. There is maybe someone here who is like a long-term bachelor energy, which could be you guys, Virgo, but this is reading as someone else, a long-term kind of single, or it has a very Sagittarian feel to it, which is the Nine of Wands, that energy of someone who's hard to like pin down or to get that ball and chain on their foot, because that's how they kind of view commitment. But with the Eight of Pentacles and the Sun card, them realizing their happiness lies with you guys, and the Knight of Cups on the bottom opening up. Let's see what is the block or the challenge here. There could be someone here who has needed to do a lot of personal and inner work in order for a connection to be successful here, because I do feel we're looking, or the reading is moving into looking at a connection. I keep wanting to say 4 or 5 years, so I think but I don't know if you would have categorized it as being together, or there's a lot of history there, shall we say. The blocks and the challenge is the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. It doesn't necessarily have to mean, because the cliched thing to say Knight of Wands is the player. focused on just fun, physical side of things. It can just be, I would use myself as an example. I am a long-term single person. I'm not like sleeping with multiple people each day. I am very, I've actually, should I even share this? I have actually not, I've been purposely not having sex for a very long time, and I'm kind of in a place of like, I don't want to just sleep with some random person, but at the same time, I'm not a very commitment focused person. I would like a relationship, and it's kind of the energy it's given me with this person, but it's got to really be the right one for me to give up the element here in Sagittarius energy of the Knight of Wands, which is freedom. Because interesting enough, I think whoever this person's energy is, when it comes, they like being able to do their own thing without having to consult anyone else first. However, that is quite a logical thing to do if you know you are like that, to then not get in a relationship, whereas there are some people who would want their cake and to eat it, so they'll get in a committed relationship because they want the benefits of that, but they won't act in a way as if they are in a committed relationship. They will still act of their own accord. Someone who is single, there could be an aspect to do with travel here. We've got the opposing energy to Sagittarius, which is the Knight of Swords, Gemini. Gemini rules over early learning, Knight of Wands, higher learning. So there's a lot here to do with progress and growth on an individual level. The Knight of Swords, Gemini energy is coming through here as like the past, or when we weren't a more evolved version of ourselves. So whatever is happening with this connection and it needing to come together, there are challenges, obstacles, lessons, and things that we will need to learn before this would come together. Their intentions are the Seven of Wands and the Six of Cups. So again, I get so many similarities with this person's energy and my own. So they really want to open up to you emotionally, but like myself, they're not an overly emotional person. They don't do like big declarations of love, stuff like that. But the Seven of Wands here is coming through as this like tenacity in order to show that to you. Their actions, the Moon card reverse, so that which they've been keeping hidden or not saying, moving into the energy of the Sun, Leo, and the Eight of Pentacles, actually putting into action what they've learned or what they're feeling and what they're wanting. We've got the Four of Pentacles as well. So there's a particular focus on the past, something about the last cycle where the two of you have been separate, where they're wanting to open up around what they've learned. So I think they're trying to show to you that they're like a more evolved, mature version of themselves now, and they're actually ready for something long-term, something serious. Where does that energy go? The Four of Wands on the bottom, Virgo. Well, a very specific reading here, a lot to do with the individual journey of yourself, someone else, and everything we've learned, and then where it's kind of moving into. But there is this specific energy here. I would wager that actually they probably do have Sagittarius and Gemini influences within their chart, Virgo, who seems emotionally ready for this connection now, and they may be about to share that and open up with you around that. However, it is worth noting on both sides, the Moon card reversed and the Six of Cups are both very open energies, but the Seven of Wands and the Four of Pentacles are restrictive energies. So they want to do this, but it is a little bit difficult for them to do, as I say, not because of what they're feeling for you. They're putting you as that energy of the Nine of Wands, Virgo, which is why they're coming towards you, because they're seeing you as like that counterpart. From their perspective, no one else would be able to fill your shoes or that role, Virgo, which is very Virgoan. I have my Mars and Venus in a tight conjunction in Virgo, so I understand the energy. And whereas a lot of people may settle, I don't know if this is true for some of you Virgos, where like the older you get, your discernment or the things you're looking for increases. So some people, as they get older, they're willing to settle for a bit less than they were previously. But I feel like with those of us who resonate with Virgo energy, as we get older, our standards get higher and higher. So someone's got to match up to that, but they're seeing you as their counterpart, and they're at least ready to take that next step, but with moving it towards that Four of Wands. Anyway, guys, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, though, it is a general reading, so it won't be for everyone, unfortunately. However, if you would like some specific information and answers to your individual situations, you can check out the sale on personal readings in the description box below. Cheers.